Hey beautiful souls, welcome back to Zen Mind Peaceful Life, where we blend astrology, mindfulness, and deep self-awareness to help you live your most peaceful and empowered life. Now, if you're a Leo born in July, or you have a Leo rising or moon, listen closely, because June is about to put your pride to the ultimate test. Yes, that fierce Leo pride that fuels your confidence, your leadership, and your unstoppable energy. June is challenging it in ways you might not expect. But here's the thing, this isn't just about ego getting bruised or ego battles. It's about deep psychological growth. It's about learning when to stand tall and when to soften your heart. It's about turning what feels like a challenge into an incredible opportunity for inner transformation. So if you want to understand how June's planetary energies are stirring things up for you, and how you can navigate this month with grace, courage, and wisdom, stay right here with me. I'm going to break down the cosmic shifts, the psychological insights, and practical steps to help you not just survive but thrive through this. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a chance to align your stars with your soul. And if you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your fellow Leos or anyone who could use a little cosmic guidance right now. Alright, ready to see what June has in store for your Leo heart? Let's jump in. If you're a Leo born in July, you already know pride isn't just a word, it's practically your life force. Your confidence, your fiery spirit, your natural leadership, all wrapped up in this powerful sense of self-worth that shines like the sun. But what happens when that pride, usually your greatest asset, suddenly feels like a fragile flame flickering in a June breeze? That's exactly what June is going to challenge this year. And it's not just about bruised egos or clashing wills. There's a deeper story here, a cosmic nudge inviting you to explore the heart beneath the roar. Leo's pride is like the armor and the crown all at once. It protects your self-esteem and helps you stand tall when the world seems chaotic. But pride can also become a shield that blocks true growth. It's easy to mistake confidence for infallibility. And that's where June's energy becomes a game changer. This month is like holding up a mirror to your most guarded vulnerabilities. Suddenly, the parts of yourself you keep tightly locked away might start to peek out, demanding attention. Take Sarah, a July Leo the first know personally. She's a successful entrepreneur, admired for her charisma and decisiveness. But when June rolled in last year, she faced unexpected friction at work, criticism from a colleague that struck deeper than she anticipated. Instead of brushing it off, she found herself caught in a whirlwind of doubt. What surprised her wasn't the criticism itself, but how much it shook her sense of pride. It was a humbling moment that forced her to reflect. Was her pride a barrier preventing her from truly hearing others? Or worse, was it standing in the way of her growth? The shift wasn't instant, but through journaling and honest conversations with mentors, Sarah began to unravel her ego's tight grip. She learned to separate constructive feedback from personal attack and saw that embracing humility made her leadership more authentic and inspiring. This experience mirrors a psychological truth many Leos wrestle with. Pride often serves as a defense mechanism. It protects your self-image from perceived threats but can also create blind spots. When pride morphs into stubbornness or an unwillingness to admit faults, it limits your capacity to evolve. June's astrological atmosphere, with Mercury retrograde lurking or challenging Mars aspects, stirs up this inner tension. It's as if the cosmos are intentionally rattling the lion's mane to test what's really inside. But why June, specifically? Think of June as the final heat before your Leo birthday blaze ignites fully. It's the cosmic equivalent of a pre-season workout, pushing your limits to build strength. The planetary movements this month, subtle yet potent, encourage you to pause and reflect. Your pride, which usually roars loudest, might feel quieter or even challenged. This isn't a setback, it's a recalibration. The universe wants you to learn when to roar and when to listen, when to assert and when to yield. It's a lesson in balance. You might notice these challenges showing up in your relationships, too. Leo's natural warmth draws people in, but pride can sometimes create invisible walls. June's energy might trigger misunderstandings or clashes, especially if you or those close to you feel unheard or undervalued. Imagine Mark, another July Leo, whose romantic relationship hit turbulence when his partner expressed concerns about his need to always be right. At first, Mark's pride made him defensive. But with a little guidance, he realized this was an invitation to practice empathy and open communication. Instead of doubling down on his ego, he learned to create space for vulnerability, an act of true strength. These moments aren't just about avoiding conflict but about deepening connection. Pride challenges can be painful. Yet they also reveal how much growth is possible when you lean into discomfort. Psychologically, pride can be the loudest voice drowning out your softer, more authentic self. June asks you to listen to that quieter voice, to honor humility without losing your sparkle. This month could also shake your career ambitions. As Mars stirs up assertive energy, you might face unexpected obstacles or criticism that challenge your usual confidence. When that happens, it's tempting to react defensively or retreat into pride-fueled stubbornness. But here's where practical wisdom comes in. Try pausing before responding. Take a breath. Journal your immediate feelings, and then ask yourself, is this feedback a threat or an opportunity? Shifting your perspective this way turns potential setbacks into stepping stones. One practical way to navigate this is through daily affirmations that nurture self-compassion and openness. Something as simple as saying, "I am strong enough to grow through challenge," can rewire your mental patterns and ease the sting of pride bruises. Combining this with mindfulness practices, like a short meditation focusing on the breath or a body scan to release tension, grounds your energy, keeping your Leo fire steady rather than scattered. The sun's movement through late Gemini and early Cancer during June adds an emotional layer to this journey. It's like the universe is reminding you that beneath the fierce lion's exterior, there's a tender heart craving genuine connection and self-care. Pay attention to moments when you feel emotionally raw or more sensitive. Instead of pushing these feelings aside, invite curiosity. Ask yourself, what is this pride trying to protect me from? What lesson lies beneath? This emotional insight is critical because pride, when unchecked, can isolate you. The paradox is that the very thing you protect, your self-worth, can become the barrier to deeper relationships and authentic leadership. To break through this, cultivate what psychologists call emotional agility, the ability to acknowledge and move with your feelings rather than resisting them. Journaling, therapy, or even heart-to-heart talks with trusted friends can unlock this skill. Before we go further, I want to leave you with a question to carry through this month. How can you embrace your Leo pride as a source of light, without letting it cast shadows over your growth? The answer lies not in denying your strength, but in welcoming vulnerability as its powerful companion. Stay tuned, because next, we'll explore how to turn these pride challenges into your greatest leadership assets, not just for June, but for your entire Leo season ahead. As June continues to unfold, the subtle yet powerful shifts in the cosmos nudge July-born Leos toward a deeper reckoning with their pride, not just in themselves, but how that pride shapes their interactions with the world around them. This month acts as a kind of cosmic workshop, testing your leadership style and inviting you to refine it into something more compassionate and effective. It's fascinating how the universe uses these challenges not to weaken you, but to help you evolve into the most authentic version of yourself. Leadership is at the very core of Leo's identity, yet June's energy is asking you to reconsider what leadership really means. It's easy to slip into the mindset that leading means being the loudest voice in the room or having all the answers. But if you look closely, some of the most respected leaders across history, business, and everyday life are those who listen as much as they speak. They lead with empathy, humility, and a willingness to adapt. If you think about the great Leos of the world, like Barack Obama or Jennifer Lopez, their charisma shines brightest not just because of their confidence, but because they balance it with genuine connection to others. In the chaos of June, When tensions rise and your pride feels threatened, try this. Instead of reacting defensively, pause and ask yourself, what is this moment teaching me about how I lead? This reflection isn't about doubting your power but about strengthening it by becoming more aware of how others experience your leadership. You might discover that by softening your approach, you actually inspire greater loyalty and respect. This is a paradox many Leos find surprising. True strength often requires vulnerability. Some of you may be wondering how this plays out beyond theory. Take the story of Alex, a July Leo manager I worked with. He was known for his bold decisions and unshakable confidence. Yet, during a particularly stressful project in June last year, his team started pulling away, and communication broke down. The root wasn't a lack of leadership but Alex's refusal to acknowledge the emotional undercurrents at play. When he finally chose to listen, really listen, to his team's concerns, his leadership transformed. Not overnight, but gradually, Alex became a leader who didn't just command but inspired. His pride evolved from a protective shield into a source of warmth and motivation. Relationships are another realm where June's lessons shine bright for Leos. Your natural warmth and generosity often make you the sun in your social circles. But pride can sometimes create invisible barriers. Perhaps you've experienced moments when your desire to be right or to shine brighter unintentionally dims someone else's light. It's a delicate balance, especially when emotions run high under June's shifting skies. Imagine the story of Mia, a July Leo whose friendships faced turbulence last June. She noticed herself snapping at close friends over small misunderstandings. Her pride making it hard to apologize or admit when she was wrong. What Mia realized through reflection was that her pride was less about ego and more about fear of losing respect. Fear of being seen as less than perfect. This insight was powerful. Once she acknowledged this vulnerability, she was able to reach out with honesty, rebuild trust, and even deepen those connections. Her friendships grew stronger, not despite her pride, but because she learned to balance it with humility. Psychologically, pride acts as both a guard and a gatekeeper in relationships. When you protect your self-worth too fiercely, it can block intimacy and honest communication. But when you allow yourself to be vulnerable, acknowledging imperfections and mistakes, you open the door to deeper connection. This is a challenge but also an invitation from June's cosmic energy to expand your emotional intelligence. Career ambitions also come under June's spotlight, pushing Leos to navigate a sometimes bumpy terrain. Your natural drive and enthusiasm often set you apart, but June might bring unexpected obstacles or criticism that shake your confidence. The initial impulse may be to react with pride-fueled stubbornness or to retreat into defensiveness. Yet, the real power lies in pausing and asking, what can I learn here? There's a powerful story of a July Leo artist named Jordan who faced harsh reviews for a project he poured his heart into. Instead of shutting down or fighting back, Jordan chose to reflect deeply. He asked trusted friends for honest feedback and realized that some critiques opened new creative paths he hadn't considered. That choice to listen without ego didn't diminish his pride, it refined it. His next work resonated more authentically with his audience and reinvigorated his career. Turning setbacks into opportunities requires cultivating resilience and mindfulness. Simple practices can help you hold steady amidst criticism. For example, when you notice the sting of negative feedback, try a grounding technique. Pause, take 3 deep breaths, and place your hand over your heart. Remind yourself that one moment doesn't define your worth. Write down one thing you learned or one action step that can turn the experience into growth. Over time, these habits build emotional agility, enabling you to respond with grace rather than reaction. As June unfolds, the sun's gradual transition from Gemini to early Cancer layers this energetic challenge with emotional depth. Beneath Leo's fiery confidence lies a tender core yearning for connection and authenticity. You may find yourself more sensitive or emotionally raw than usual, and that's okay. Instead of pushing those feelings aside or letting pride mask them, invite yourself to explore what they are trying to tell you. One way to do this is through journaling. asking yourself questions like, what part of my pride is protecting me from feeling vulnerable? Or how can I honor my emotions without losing my strength? These reflective moments deepen your self-awareness and help you build what psychologists call emotional agility, the ability to recognize, accept, and work with your feelings in a flexible way. By embracing this emotional layer, you unlock a more balanced version of pride, one that is not about dominance but about grounded self-respect. You begin to understand that true leadership and connection don't come from always standing above others but from standing firmly within yourself while honoring the experiences of those around you. So, as June challenges your pride, consider this: what if the strength you need isn't just about roaring louder, but about listening deeper? What if vulnerability isn't a weakness, but the source of your greatest power? In the next part, we'll explore practical ways you can harness these lessons, how to nurture your pride without letting it control you, and how to cultivate a leadership style that inspires and connects on the deepest level. The journey through June's challenges is just beginning, and it's one that promises profound transformation. As we continue this journey through June's cosmic influence on July-born Leos, it's clear that this month isn't just a passing challenge, it's a powerful rite of passage preparing you for your upcoming birthday season. Each difficulty, each moment of pride tested or ego challenged, is like a sculptor's chisel shaping the lion's mane into something stronger, wiser, and more radiant. Think of June as a liminal space, a threshold between who you were and who you are becoming. The planetary energies ripple beneath the surface, quietly setting the stage for a new personal year marked by deeper self-awareness and emotional strength. You may already feel the stirring, a pull toward transformation that's both exhilarating and unsettling. This rite of passage is echoed in ancient myths and stories, where the lion often symbolizes courage not just in battle but in the heart's inner struggles. The tale of Hercules, who faced the Nemean lion, is a timeless reminder that real strength is born when we confront what seems invincible within ourselves. Pride, in this context, is not just about external bravado but about acknowledging the shadow parts of our nature and integrating them. In the modern world, this can look like facing down your inner critic, your fears of failure, or your resistance to change. Take Rachel, a July Leo, the first No who spent years climbing the corporate ladder with fierce ambition. When June's energy hit last year, she found herself unexpectedly questioning what success really meant to her. Was it just about titles and recognition, or was there something more, something aligned with her values and authentic self? This internal challenge wasn't comfortable, but it sparked a profound shift. Rachel started setting boundaries, saying no to projects that drained her, and carving out time for creative pursuits that fed her soul. Her pride evolved from a need to prove herself to a celebration of her true passions. You might notice that these transformations don't happen in isolation. The people around you, friends, family, colleagues, play a crucial role. Their reactions, their feedback, their own struggles mirror and amplify your journey. June's energy often brings these dynamics to the surface, pushing for clarity and healing. For instance, Leo's natural magnetism can sometimes attract intense personalities who challenge your ego in unexpected ways. When this happens, it's an invitation to sharpen your emotional boundaries while staying open-hearted. One of the most effective tools during this time is cultivating mindfulness, not as a passive escape, but as an active practice of presence and self-compassion. When you notice pride swelling into defensiveness, pause and ground yourself. You might place a hand on your chest and breathe deeply, silently repeating an affirmation like, "I am enough as I am." This simple act disrupts the reactive cycle and creates space for conscious choice. Another powerful approach is to journal from the perspective of both the proud Leo and the vulnerable Leo. Write down what each side wants to say, how each feels, and what fears or hopes they hold. This exercise fosters integration and self-understanding, helping you move from inner conflict to harmony. The influence of other zodiac signs during June also weaves a fascinating layer into your experience. As July Leos, you're known for your fiery spirit, but the presence of airy or watery signs in the cosmic mix can stir up emotional and intellectual currents that challenge your usual way of doing things. You might find yourself clashing with a Gemini's unpredictability or a Cancer's emotional depth, for example. Recognizing these energies allows you to navigate interactions more skillfully, shifting from reactive pride to empathetic connection. This dynamic plays out beautifully in work environments or social settings, where collaboration is key. One Leo friend shared how she struggled with a Gemini coworker who constantly shifted priorities, triggering her frustration and need to control. By learning to recognize the Gemini's restless nature and her own impulse to assert dominance, she cultivated patience and found creative ways to adapt. Their partnership grew stronger, and her leadership style became more flexible and effective. Yet, with all this growth, Leo's shadow side often sneaks in, manifesting as arrogance or stubbornness when pride becomes a defense rather than a beacon. It's a tricky balance to hold. Pride, when unchecked, can blind you to valuable perspectives and isolate you from support. This shadow side is a familiar challenge for many Leos in June, as cosmic energies amplify internal tensions. What helps is cultivating a daily practice of humility that doesn't diminish your light but polishes it. For example, starting your day by acknowledging something you don't know or a mistake you've made opens the door to learning and connection. Imagine a leader who admits, "I don't have all the answers, but I'm committed to growing with my team." This kind of vulnerability strengthens trust and respect far more than a facade of infallibility. Healing rituals can support this journey too. Some Leos find comfort in lighting a candle during meditation, focusing on the flame as a symbol of their inner fire and transformation. Others use affirmations like, "I release the need to prove myself," or "I am grounded in my true worth." These simple yet profound practices nurture the heart and help soothe the pride that feels bruised or fragile. As June's challenges prepare you for your Leo birthday season, remember this: the trials you face are not obstacles but invitations to deepen your self-mastery. They ask you to lean into discomfort, to embrace both your strength and your softness. When you answer this call, you don't just survive June, you emerge ready to shine with a renewed brilliance that inspires others. This month, your cosmic journey is a dance between light and shadow, roar and whisper, pride and humility. It's the beginning of a powerful chapter where you rewrite the story of what it means to be a Leo in your truest form. Stay with me as we continue to explore how you can turn these cosmic lessons into everyday tools, practical ways to balance your pride, lead with heart, and live authentically through every challenge and celebration. As we approach the final stretch of June's powerful influence on you, dear Leo born in July, the cosmic currents invite you to not only face your pride but to harness it as a source of healing and empowerment. It's one thing to recognize your ego's shadows, but it's another to transform that energy into a wellspring of resilience and grace. This is where the true magic of June lies for you. When you allow yourself to acknowledge where pride has become a stumbling block, you open the door to healing, both emotionally and spiritually. Imagine that pride, instead of being a fortress, becomes a bridge. A bridge connecting your authentic self with others in ways that foster understanding rather than division. Many Leos have shared stories of this transformation. Take Emily, for instance, a July Leo artist whose career was marked by fierce independence and a fiery refusal to accept criticism. Last June, she found herself at a crossroads when a close collaborator questioned her approach. At first, her pride flared up, urging her to shut down and defend her vision. But something inside her shifted. Instead of retreating, Emily chose to explore the feedback with curiosity. This moment of vulnerability became a breakthrough, sparking new creative directions that not only enriched her art but deepened her relationships. This process of healing pride is deeply personal but universally powerful. It asks you to be gentle with yourself when old patterns resurface. You might find it helpful to create a daily ritual, something as simple as writing a letter to your pride, acknowledging its efforts to protect you, but also inviting it to rest and trust your growth. Affirmations like, I am learning to balance strength with softness, or my pride supports me without limiting me can be transformative when repeated with intention. Looking ahead, the way June's challenges prepare you is like a rehearsal for your Leo season. Just as a lion paces before the roar, you're gathering strength and clarity for the year ahead. Every trial this month refines your sense of self and your ability to lead, not just others, but yourself. As the sun moves fully into Leo, your energy will shift from introspection back to radiant confidence. But with a new depth. You'll carry with you the wisdom gained from these trials, ready to step into your power with a richer understanding of humility and empathy. It's a beautiful paradox that the fiercest pride can coexist with the gentlest heart. When you embrace this balance, you don't just glow, you blaze. Your natural leadership shines brighter because it's anchored in authenticity. And this isn't just abstract astrology talk. It's practical life. When you approach every challenge with this mindset, you build emotional agility that helps you navigate relationships, career hurdles, and personal growth with greater ease. To help you on this path, I encourage you to stay connected to your inner world. Take moments each day to check in. What emotions are rising? How is your pride showing up? Journaling, meditation, or simply mindful breathing can keep you grounded. Also, lean into community. Share your journey with friends or fellow Leos who understand these unique challenges. Sometimes just knowing you're not alone makes all the difference. If you're finding this video helpful, please don't forget to subscribe to Zen Mind Peaceful Life for more insights that blend astrology, psychology, and mindful living. Hit that like button and share this video with anyone you think could benefit from a little cosmic guidance this June. Before we close, I want to leave you with this thought: pride is not your enemy, it's a part of your story. But like any story, it can evolve. When you choose to transform pride into a source of connection, healing, and strength, you unlock the fullest expression of your Leo spirit. So, as June challenges your pride, meet it with curiosity and courage. Let it teach you how to roar with authenticity and lead with heart. Thank you for journeying with me today on Zen Mind Peaceful Life. I'm honored to walk alongside you as you navigate these cosmic waves. Until next time, keep your heart open, your mind clear, and your spirit shining bright. Remember to subscribe, like, and share this video to support the channel and help spread this message of empowered, peaceful living. I can't wait to see you in the next video.